Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your guy, I'm Prayer. We back. We got another one for you today. Today we're reacting to Todd Gurley retires after accomplishing a ton in a very short career. So we all know NFL players usually don't have the longest of careers. So let's see what he did with the money he stacked up. Hopefully he planned everything out right and everything turned out good, even with him retiring after such a short career. So let's not waste any time. Let's see what happened.
Recently, it was reported that Todd Gurley officially announced his retirement from the NFL. And while this fake news tweet from Todd is extremely confusing, I think he just means the officially retired part. I think. But he was asked directly if he was done, and here's what he had to say.
You trying to hint that maybe you're calling it quits, dude?
Oh, well, I don't think there's any question about that one.
Just to be clear, you said there's no doubt, so you're done, right? You're not gonna.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I wouldn't necessarily call these answers vague, but it could be a little bit more on point. And I know Todd was kind of upset at some of the views in the media.
So ready for this.
Ready for a story. I can't even be my own first for my family. And you know I always lean toward the solid player. This one I cannot. Because Todd hasn't played since 2020, but you can very clearly see him on Twitter thanking all the running backs that came before. There's nobody that would look at that and not assume retirement. And I gotta give love to dude over here on NFL Network because they brought him on and asked him directly. They obviously mess up a lot. Report stuff back.
Very true.
I've even made that mistake before. But in this particular case, all the signs was there, and then once you bring a person on and ask them directly, unless you say, hey, I'm coming back, I'm not retiring, you can't really fault the media for this one. Over 2 full years ago, I did What Happened to Todd Gurley. And right at the start of that video, here's what I said. Cue it.
Dang, okay.
But I also said, Todd Gurley is a unique star. Smart, quiet, reserved, thoughtful, guarded. These are words used to describe Todd by those closest to him. But perhaps the most unique thing about Todd Gurley is the fact that he's one of the few stars that I honestly believe could walk away from the game and be completely fine. Starting to look like I might have got that one. True.
It sounds like it. From what I've heard so far, it seems like he was really smart with like his money and everything.
From today's video sponsor, DraftKings. Now we almost to the halfway point of the NFL season, and now we kind of got an idea of how teams are stacking up. And I know you calling out "I told you so"s every week in a group chat, so put that football knowledge to the test by using today's video sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, and they got a real cool offer for all the new customers. Only thing new customers need to do is sign up using promo code. So yeah, bro, any new customer in free bets. Also with same game parlays, multi-sport stars out there. Without further ado, we'll swim in the free agent pool. If you don't remember how dominant Todd Gurley was early in his career, I actually did a little update on him a few months ago. Check it out. Now 2015's Rookie of the Year, when I say the name, might actually seem like he played way back in the early 2000s. But in all actuality, wasn't that long ago at all. Some of y'all already know I'm talking about.
Bro, was only in the
former
league
Rams
for
player,
5 years.
running back Todd Gurley. But after being
That's
named
insane.
the league's best offensive player only 7 years back, today Todd Gurley is completely out of the NFL. Early on in his career, nobody would have ever guessed how his future would go, especially not the Rams. See, back in 2015, today's Hollywood Rams were still in St. Louis.
Nope.
And back then, they actually used to use their draft picks in a conventional way. In 2014, they took Aaron Donald, who's still a staple of that franchise. And then the following
Big
year,
name.
2015, they take Todd Gurley, another player thought to
That man's
be
a monster,
future
though.
staple of the team. His first 4 games in the NFL actually made him look like geniuses. Although some had questioned the pick due to Todd's torn ACL suffered during his final year in college, he showed zero signs of it early on in his NFL career. Through his first 4 NFL games, this man rushed for 566 yards, the most by any player ever in their first 4 NFL contests. He finished the season with 1,106 yards and 10 touchdowns and was named a Pro Bowler in his very first season. Then after a sophomore slump in 2016, the Rams hired Sean McVay, and then once again, the Todd Gurley stock was on a rocket. So after winning Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2015, he He won Offensive Player of the Year in 2017. And in both 2017 and 2018, he was named First Team All-Pro,
14 and
made the
15
Pro
games
Bowl,
played.
and led the league in rushing touchdowns. He was considered by most
One more
to be
attempt
the
than the
very
year
best the
before,
league has
but
to
like
offer
500
at the
more
running back
yards.
position. But
That's
unfortunately,
insane.
life sometimes comes at you with 4.3 speed. Considering what would happen next, Todd was really fortunate to sign the contract that he did. Until this day, it's still pretty unusual for a running back, which honestly is probably because of the Todd Gurley situation. Had it worked out better, you'd probably see running backs get a little bit more guaranteed money, but it just didn't work out. So basically, he got a $60 million extension with $45 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid player in the league at that position. But by the end
3/4
that
of it
very same
guaranteed.
season, Gurley's attempts had gotten so low that it sparked tons of questions.
That's
from
actually
fans and media
that's an
alike. So it was
insane
rumored
amount
that
of
he had some
guaranteed cash
muscular injury,
for
and
a
in
running back.
2019, it was finally reported that he developed arthritis in that left knee, the same one that he'd previously injured.
That's
Once again,
rough.
if you want more on this one, I do have a What Happened to video. He still actually managed to rush for 857 yards, but it was clear that the $60 million man.
I mean, man was only human. I mean, that's what happens to all athletes. I mean, you can't fight health. Like, you want to stay healthy for as long as you can, but ultimately, you cannot fight health. That's a losing battle. I mean, time beats all. Like, and nobody beating
So he
time.
played 15 games with the Falcons in 2020, but he wasn't signed by anybody last year. And with the rate that teams like the Baltimore Ravens, for instance, was losing running backs last year, for them to not even bring Todd in, I felt that was pretty telling. Not to mention his own former team lost Cam Akers for most of the season. They also didn't bring him in. So with
That's
that
a
being
hard
said, at this
position
point,
to
it seems
play
like
also.
Todd Gurley's NFL career may be over. Today, Todd seems to be enjoying his time off as much as he can, doing some charity work along with a few brand deals. And I noticed that in one of these commercials, he's actually shown doing some hiking, which means his knee is not so bad to where he can't move around. And at 27, he might still have some left in the tank. But is there any team out there who's willing to give the 3-time All-Pro another shot?
Honestly, though,
In retirement,
from
Todd
his
has done something he
standpoint,
never
from
thought
his
he would do,
viewpoint,
have ownership
from his
in
side,
a football team.
I don't
While
know
he
if it's
admits that while
worth
playing,
it.
He knew he'd never have enough bread to own an NFL
Going
team.
in
He
on
does
one.
have ownership in the fan-controlled football league, along with several other business ventures. These days, one thing in sports has seemed to definitely turn in a positive way. You see a lot less athletes mishandling their money, and because of that,
Yeah,
a lot less
that's
athletes
huge.
end up going broke. Now, granted, there's a lot more opportunities to make money off the field today, and even on the field, the contract numbers are a lot higher. And while
Also
Todd has
true.
never forgotten
Yeah.
the dudes that paved the way and made it possible for him to make the bread that he made in his short career, you still got to give today's athletes some credit for learning from the dudes who came before them and doing
A lot of
better
respect
job,
to him
like
for
Marshall
just
would
thanking
say,
all the people
taking care
ahead of
the
him.
chicken. Doing that
That's
has
actually
put many of
huge.
today's athletes in a good space, in a space where we don't have to see
Like,
them
there's a lot of
way
other
past
players
the
who
time
would
out
not
there on the
have
field
thanked
just
all the
beating up
players
their
before
body.
him.
Too many times we've seen players hanging on after bad injuries, even though everybody, including the player himself, knows that he can't be effective like he once could. Todd Gurley was able to get out.
Yeah,
It
and that's
sucks that
rough.
he wasn't able to play out his full prime before getting hurt, but the fact that he got the guaranteed money before he got hurt should help make his transition as smooth as possible. If you want to relive Todd Gurley's career, check out my What Happened to video.
That's actually crazy.
That
That
video
was
is
actually
already
crazy.
2 years
I
old,
enjoyed
but it
that. I
covers
enjoyed
his
that.
entire
I mean, it's insane to think that one injury can ruin your career, which it happens for a lot of athletes. Like, I follow a lot more basketball than I follow football. So, like, immediately I just think of a player like D-Rose. Like, man was so good. And then, all because of knee injuries, he just couldn't live up to his potential before the knee injuries. And it's sad because, like, he was one of my favorite players of all time. And to see an injury take a player's career from him, that's always super, super sad. I mean, I applaud Klay Thompson for, after his injury, being able to come back and do what he's doing. Same for KD even. Like, just to be able to keep on going after an injury like that and still be able to be productive and any glimpse of what you were before an injury, it's absolutely insane. All right, guys, that's all for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.